have like regular music. This isn't on the radio. Like his
Yeah,
music, this is like a straight up like theme
he's
song
selling
for a
tapes
show.
out of his trunk.
He's- that boy, yeah, he's over at the mall. He's over at the
Yeah.
you
And
know,
send a text and no, y'all don't got a phone number.
save the, give my address, send me a save the
Yeah.
date. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
Is it okay? I got a postcard.
like it never crossed my mind when I was sending out like wedding invitations, like, you know what, maybe I'll just beat up an elephant
A
and
friend.
that'll
Everybody will get the idea.
as a, an uncle several times over, I don't know anything about no high school kids doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm proud of that.
They're they're coming to your house saying "skibbity toilet." You're trying to figure what that
Yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got my cardigan on and I'm telling them to get off my lawn. They don't even get up to me. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Get off the
Just
lawn.
get out. No.
Get out of here. Stop making up words. We got enough of them. I was watching this show with like two slices of pizza. So I was just like eating them. Like, I think I could probably
Dude,
get there, but I'm too
yeah,
content to be like
yeah.
I'm a big Baki. I'm a self-proclaimed big Baki. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Like,
Baki.
you know what I'm saying? You heard of Big Bag? I'm Big Baki, dude.
Big
You know what I'm
Mac.
saying? Like,
Big Baki.
I can't help it, dude. I want to be this strong, but I just want to get there by like
Yeah.
thinking about being there this strong. You know what
By
I'm saying?
thinking
Like,
about it, yeah.
mm, by the way, in the middle of the show, or like near the end of the show, your internet
Yeah.
cleared up and you was in like 4K, baby. I was like, oh snap.
Like, oh snap.
I can see this man's pores. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see. You were right here in the room next to it, dude. Like it was
Right
crazy.
there.
Doing it
Got
live.
that 4K. Caught
Got
him in
that.
4K, Your Honor.
Caught him in fork, bro.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Me Pod. It's me, Joanna, with my co-host Al, and we are here bringing you some more anime in 2025, y'all.
Yo, they trying to stop us, but they can't stop us, or
Can't stop,
something.
won't stop,
This
son.
this cold weather might stop me a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like
Yeah, it might take me,
you,
might slow me down, you know.
it's like T1000. He's in the liquid nitrogen.
And
He's trying to
yeah,
break a
just
foot
freeze it
off.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Hey, I lose a shoe, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Done. That's it.
days days over. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Days over. Can't find a
I
sock.
was.
Oh well, it looks like I might get out of bed.
I was once at school and somebody stepped on the back of my flip flop. My foot went into the flip flop, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Someone take me home, man. I got to get out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like, days over. I got a flat tire.
Oh, man, we're out playing football the other weekend, and my bro Caleb, sorry, bro, I'm gonna tell this story. We were playing. He caught the ball. Did he catch the ball? No, he was guarding one of our other friends. He was running him down, and he kind of like stopped and started hopping. And we were just kind of
Uh-oh.
laughing, like, "What are you doing?" And like he turns around, he's walking. He like his shoe came off.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So we're like, "What happened?" Because he was just limping. And he's like, "Why are you
Yeah,
limping for? Did you get hurt?"
yeah,
And
he ain't
he's
hurt.
like, "No, my shoe came off." It's funny because our other friend, like, he hit he hit that turbo booster. It's like, joking around stuff like, "Oh man, Corey hit the turbo boost so hard, your shoe came off."
He blasted his shoes off. He knocked his shoes off. Knocked his shoes
Knocked
off.
his shoes up.
Dude, hey, you gotta
Uh,
lace them babies up. Double, I'm talking double bunny ears,
double
son. Like,
double
bam,
bunny ears, dog.
bam. Like even you can't get out of these shoes. So like I live
Yeah.
with them now. I shower with these things on.
It's like Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs. He made that shoe spray, and they never came off.
Oh snap! I need that spray. I need that spray.
Spray.
I tie my shoes and I just slip my foot in it. Like I don't ever
Yeah,
untie
tight,
and tie.
tight, just enough to where you can slip it on and slip it off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where you
Like
get.
that's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
perfect. Except for like if something goes down and we got to get going, I'm gonna be a little shaky. I might, you
Yeah.
know, you might juke me out
Be
my
a little
shoes.
wobbly.
You know? Anyways, by the way,
Uh,
and let me tell you something about anime, Joe Angel.
tell me something. Tell me something.
Well, there's a podcast. It's called Anime Me, and we exist to share animes that we watch and
Yeah, we
show
watch.
you, we teach you about them, show you how to love them, and then encourage you to share them with your friends. And that's what we
Yeah.
do here at Anime Me Pod.
At Anime Me Pod, showing you animes one episode at a time, one love at a time, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So, what
And
is this show?
so this show, like we said, this month, Gainswary, we're all about getting fit. It's a new year. This 2025 is going to be the year getting them gains, getting in the
Wait,
gym, getting
did you
getting
say
ripped.
Gainswary?
Gains, Gainswary.
Did you just, I mean, we every time Joe, it's like the last episode,
Last episode.
last episode of the season, and we go like, oh, you know what? I got it.
You
I
know,
got it. I
I
figured it
got
out.
it. I
It took me a month, but
Took me a month to figure it out. Oh man! And speaking of gains and getting ripped, we are going to one of the rippest anime characters out there with Baki Hanma.
Baki Hanma, this guy reminds me of me doing my drawings of muscled up dudes. Like you just kind of go muscle, and
Yeah,
you draw a little
Bustle.
half, half moon on them, and
Half
then you
Moon.
draw
Yeah,
another one, and
another
it's just like
one.
mountains. It's just mountains.
Yeah.
By the end of it, he looks like a loaf of bread. Like or
Yeah. Looks like a cloud.
yeah. Just a cloud of muscles, cloud of oh, dude,
Cloud of muscles.
he's got all of them. He's got
Yeah.
muscles that you're not supposed to even have. So
Yeah. He's
well,
making up muscles, man.
before we do that, let me get into the greatest synopsis we've ever had on
Ever.
here. You know why it's the greatest? I can give you.
Why
I'll
is
give
it
you. It's the shortest synopsis we've ever had.
good?
So it may be here. I'll go ahead and give it to us. I got it written down. Hold him up. Hold him up. Hold him up. Hold him up. Okay.
Hold him up.
Okay. So, Baki Hanma, the world's strongest senior. The world's strongest senior is the
See,
first episode. The world is shaken by news of a man taking down a monstrous elephant with his bare hands. Back in Japan, Baki is confronted by a knife-wielding child. That's the whole
that's
thing.
the episode.
That's the whole
That's it.
episode. That's it. That's all that happened. Nothing else happened. I mean, like, the
Oh,
show was
man.
2 minutes long. Oh, dude, there's so
See.
much to say about this show. I was like, what the heck am I watching here, dude? Like, this is hilarious. Let's see here. The intro. Okay, so right off the bat, usually I just kind of brush over this, but that man who is committed to singing this intro song is wild. Like, I feel
What?
like I don't know. Maybe I need to look it up, but I wonder if it's the same guy because we watched another anime where I was like, the guy who's singing is like crazy sounding. Like it's not like regular. Like you don't have like regular music. This isn't on the radio. Like his
Yeah.
music, this is like a straight up like theme
He's
song for
selling
a
tapes
show.
out of his trunk.
That boy, yeah, he's over at the mall. He's over at the
Yeah.
trying to push it
At
himself.
the
You know what I'm
flea
saying?
market.
He's the new Japanese B-52s. He's got that B-50. He's like talk about Don't forget your jukebox money. Like that's the level of
Level
he's
of
got a
talent we got.
yeah. He's got a wild voice, man. I was like, this is a wild like theme song. I couldn't tell if he was speaking Japanese or English. Like I don't know if you could tell. I think he was doing like a little bit of both. But
Yeah,
at first I was like, this sounds like somebody who speaks Japanese, but they're very American, like in their
yeah,
pronunciation. I couldn't tell. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but we cut to like the very beginning of the show and we're at a press conference, right?
yeah.
And I didn't know this, but Terry Crews is on this show. Like, well, that is straight
That's
up
Terry
Terry.
Crews.
It's,
Yeah,
it's straight up Terry Crews, right? He's got the headband on. He's got this thing going on. Like that is Terry Crews. And somebody beat up an elephant. That's the beginning of the show. Somebody beat up an elephant. That's what I was like. This is a wild. I'm in for a wild ride. Like
yeah.
I mean, animal cruelty. I mean,
Right out the back.
yeah, just like right out the
Yeah.
bat, like somebody punched that elephant. Stop him. You know, he's trying. He's
Took
trying.
poaching to a whole new level, man.
Yeah, you know what? Nobody even harvested that perfectly good tusk.
Nah.
Like, and also
Nah.
elephant meat. I mean, got to be
Yeah.
some. Well, I don't know. They show this guy like they're kind of like showing the what is he? What is that guy? He was military or what? He was the
I think he's a park ranger.
the most. He's the most yoked park
Because
ranger.
during that conference, they're talking. He's like, "Well, as park
Oh
rangers,
yeah.
we had to like, you know, take care of stuff, or keep, take care of the animals, take care of the things. If there's a wild
And
animal, we
they
got to
took
take
care
care
of
of
it,
it."
dude.
And they're like, yeah, they took care of it because
I
we
be-
see a bloody battlefield.
yeah, they were like, was it necessary to bring in the military? I was like, dang. Yo. I mean, I remember when Harambe, Harambe, that wasn't
Yeah,
on Harambe, but like
yeah.
they didn't have to call in the Avengers, you know what I'm saying? They weren't calling in like
Uh,
hand-to-hand combat against Harambe.
yeah.
You know?
Side story, real quick. So apparently, there's the after the whole Harambe thing, that's when our timeline kind of split because all that happened, and so we're in a different universe because of it.
Oh, dang, dude. So we wouldn't be in the universe where Harambe lives. Like that's
Yeah,
we should have been going this way, but now we're
yeah. We
going
should
this
go this
way.
way. Now we're going this way. Yeah,
Oh man, the butterfly has flapped its wings and the whole
yeah.
forest burned down. You know what I'm
Hope
saying?
forest
Like
burned down. Yeah,
and we're living in that forest. Okay.
living in the forest.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they have this press conference. He's over here like imagining this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, some guy just showed up and he freaking whooped up that elephant, dude." Like, but they cut to this guy, and he's like just in the forest, like he beat up another animal, right? Like it wasn't an elephant.
Yeah.
It looked like he beat up a kangaroo.
No,
Was eating kangaroo meat. What was that? What was going on there?
I can't remember because he's got no. I think he's. I can't. I don't. I
Or was
think
it the
he's eating
elephant?
the elephant.
May
Yeah, because you see the elephant, because you see the fire like going in its eyes from the campfire. They zoom in on that and zoomed out, and it looked like he's eating elephant. He's
like
just sitting there eating. Yeah, like it's nothing.
like it's nothing. Like okay,
Yeah,
I've eaten some crazy stuff in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
we Mexican, right? We Mexican.
yeah.
We're eating
Mexican.
everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah,
don't. I told you about the bologna. We don't leave anything behind. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Nothing
Like
behind. Yeah,
nothing behind. But elephant meat, probably where I draw the line, Joe Angel. I mean, I ain't gonna that and probably kangaroo meat. I ain't doing it. You know
kangaroo
what I'm saying?
meat.
It's too tough. Too tough.
Too much.
Too much. I wrote down here this kid's voice. So I watched it. Did you watch it in both the sub and the dub or just the sub?
Yeah, I watched it both subbed and dubbed.
How was the kid's voice? Terry Crews' son. He's talking to
Yeah,
him and he's like, hey dad, I believe you. I'm the only one that believes you. In the dub, it sounds like a 35-year-old man trying to do a kid's
yeah.
voice. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be if I try to do
It did sound better in the sub.
okay,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie.
because they they try to do that dub voice and that "Hey, Dad, I'm young
Yeah.
too." I'm like, "Nah, you ain't young, dude.
It
You
it sounded like they were trying to like mimic Boondocks, like the
yeah."
Boondocks voice actors. That's what it sounded
That's
like.
exactly what it sounded like. This is a boondock. That's a grown man.
Yeah, it's a grown man right there.
Grown man. That man pays child support, and he's
Yeah.
he's trying to do 10-year-old's voice. Nah, nah.
Yeah. Nah.
Um, let's see here. Where do we start? Can you explain to me what's happening here? Did they cut to who we don't know is Baki at the time, but he's just like out on a midnight stroll
Yeah.
catching praying
Catching
mantis.
praying mantis.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
his
because
meal.
we're like, so like that part, he's like, Terry Crews and little Terry Crews having a conversation about the guy who
Hmm.
beat up the elephant, and the son's being being a little boy. Oh, is that the strongest man? Fascinated by superheroes and all
Yeah.
that. He's like, oh, is there anybody who can beat him? Dad's like, I don't know. It's like, well, what about his kid? If he has a son, if his son shows up, and that's when we do the back and forth between Baki. So it's like, okay, in in this scene, it's like, all right, that's probably his dad, and this is probably the son, because later on in the episode, when we go forward, Baki and the little kid are at the river, and this military dude shows up,
Hmm.
and he's telling them, "Oh, hey, yeah, this was your dad who beat up the elephant," and they have like a weird conversation because Baki's just like, "Oh, so that means he's accepted," and the military guy is all like, "Yeah," and I guess that was some weird proposal that between him and the son.
That's what I
They're
was
like,
okay.
if you're gonna accept this fight, beat up an elephant. I guess.
I know that's what I was trying to think. I was like,
Like,
there's got to be a better way. I mean, like,
yeah.
have you heard of
Send send
email?
it send a text and no y'all don't got phone number.
Save the, give my address, send me a save the
Yeah.
date. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
Is it okay? I got a postcard.
like it never crossed my mind when I was sending out like wedding invitations. Like, you know what? Maybe I'll just beat up an elephant, and that'll
Everybody will get the idea.
it'll be on the news. I'll be like, yes, I'll punch an elephant. Then
But
that means I guess we're all going to his wedding. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We all knew the signs. It
I'll
was
do
the
the side.
the elephant beat up
Yeah.
invitation. Man, by the way, you skipped over some crazy parts. Like there's like the kid, these kids are like bullying this other little kid
Dude.
to go into this
So,
high school that's super dangerous for some reason.
yeah.
He
So
runs into some high school kids. Was that?
yeah. I was gonna say, so like I watched it in the sub first, and with
Hmm.
that part, of course, the kids are talking. So I guess the kid with the knife being bullied by these other kids
Yeah.
to go fight this monster of this high school. Apparently, that's super
Hmm.
strong, and we don't you see him walking up, and you hear the other kids in the background just like, oh, like what happens if he chickens out or whatever. And one of them says, "Oh, we'll just bully him until he." And this is like
Yes. I was like,
crazy.
whoa, like they
And
went
so,
there.
yeah. So I watched it in the dubbed because I wanted to see if they would keep that line in there, and they did.
They did. I was
Yeah.
like, this is. I was thinking the same thing, George. I wrote that down. I wrote it up.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of bullying? Like that is like
Yeah.
bold. Like that is
Dude.
like evil. Get that kid out of here. Like
Yeah.
put that kid in that high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get Baki to like smack the crap out of that kid. Like like teach
Yeah,
him a
dude.
lesson. We talked about this before. The reset button, the old
Yeah.
reset button, right in the
Reset
middle,
right there in the nose,
right
right
there
there
in
on
the
the tip.
nose. It's sensitive, baby.
Yeah.
Uh, so he goes into the school and he runs into these 35-year-old high school students. They have these 35-year-old puka shell high school bros,
Yeah.
and the kid pulls out a knife. Like I'm talking like
Little pocket knife.
probably illegal in most states, actually. If it's
Yeah.
over like 4 inches long, you're going to
Yeah.
jail.
I think it's if it's bigger than the palm.
and it's definitely bigger than his
Yeah.
palm. I was
Yeah.
like, what kind of like they're like, oh, this kid's looking to pick a fight. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, if you have a knife that big, you're ready to murder someone. This is like you know, like fight somebody and you're just carrying it like
Yeah.
you pull out your knife like I'm ready to fight. No, no,
Yeah.
no. You're gonna you have bad
Yeah.
intentions with that knife.
Yeah.
And he's what, like 8 years old, maybe? What do you think? Like
Yeah.
maybe
He's
10,
like
maybe
elementary. Yeah.
he's 10 years old.
But the whole fact, the three guys, Baki, they're all cool with just fighting the kid.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no
No
problem
problem.
fighting the kid.
And the kid isn't even like bold about it. Like he's not like, "Hey, let's do this. I'm ready to fight
He's
somebody."
yeah, he's obviously scared and
Yeah,
shaken up.
and they're like, "Okay." Like,
All right.
yeah, hey, this hey, by the way, this kid wants to fight you. He's like
Yeah.
10 years old and he's probably like 3 foot flat, like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Heck yeah, dude."
Yeah.
It's nerd bashing time,
Yeah. It's nerd
like
bashing time.
I like and he has
Oh,
no problem showing up. And like,
yeah.
like man, when I was in high
Yeah.
school, I didn't have time for like these extracurricular things. Like
Yeah.
I had extracurricular activities. And then if you're gonna schedule a fight with a elementary
Yeah.
school kid, man, come on, dude.
Come
Come
on.
on,
I ain't got
dude.
time for that.
Get you a girlfriend, dude. Like, like
Yeah.
get a part-time job,
Yeah.
do your homework, like
Yeah.
you got better things to do
Something.
than beating up a little kid. And then
Yeah.
he finds the kid out. They tell him, "Yeah, we'll send you somebody." He goes, "Send your strongest fighter." That's what the little
Yeah.
kid with the knife says.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Meet me by the river. We're gonna have this fight." And I'm like, the guy
Yeah.
shows up. I'm like, and yoked, by the way, like
Yeah.
he
Super
gets in his
jacked.
stance like he's gonna really like he squares up
Yeah.
on a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like he squares up. It's only happened like maybe once or twice where I was like, oh snap, I'm gonna like take
Yeah.
my coat off and have to fight this kid because they're being a
Yeah.
little brat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll swing on a
Up,
kid.
up, yes, yeah,
Yeah, but like, from like the neck below
yeah,
and soft and soft. I ain't trying to hurt nobody,
yeah,
but just enough
nah,
to go, ooh, and you go,
yeah.
oh, he's stronger
Just
than he
enough to
looks.
shake him up. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, just like a little just enough to,
yeah,
scare a little Jesus into somebody. You go, ooh,
yeah,
maybe I need to rethink my life decisions here, just a
yeah,
little bit. But he ends up like smacking the heck out of this little kid, uh, right in the butt. Turned him into the one cheek wonder because you could see
yeah.
his imprint on
Hand,
his hand, the
yeah.
handprint. I was like, oh snap! He like instant transmission Goku style, like, choo choo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too wild, dude. He's also
He
like,
basically like he skips him like a rock across that river to you.
yeah, he did. He had a rock. He's like, I'm about. Hey, see this? This is you.
Yeah, it's you.
Bang.
Bye bye. Oh,
But then after that, like anybody else, like this is like real bro stuff.
yeah.
You get in a fight with somebody, and after that,
Shake
you're
hands.
cool. We shake
Yeah,
hands. Hey, you know what, bro? You did it.
you
I
did it.
just,
You stood your
I,
ground.
you stood your
Yeah,
ground. I'm proud of us. Like,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go have some chocolate milk somewhere. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that was it. That's all it took.
yeah,
It's too wild. Like that, I still can't
yeah,
get over this kid just taking a fight with a little kid. That part of that part of the story kind of fell apart for me a little bit. I was like, all right,
yeah,
why are we fighting a little kid for? And then also
yeah.
he's there at that school and he goes, my uncle tells me that the strongest kid, what did he say? The strongest fighter alive or the strongest high schooler in the
The strongest
world.
high schooler in the world goes to his school.
Do you have any idea who the strongest high schooler in the world is right now, Joe Angel?
No.
No idea. It's not a
No
thing. He goes,
idea.
how
Yeah.
does your uncle know about the strongest fighter in the world?
Yeah.
Who's tracking that? How do
Yeah.
we how do we know? Like I mean maybe somebody does. Maybe there's like a I mean there are people who like do bench pressing and do
Yeah.
weightlifting, powerlifting in
Yeah.
school. Maybe there's the strongest kid in the world somewhere. I don't know
Yeah.
him. I have no idea who
There's
he
some
is.
record. Somebody said a record somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
as a an uncle several times over, I don't know anything about no high school kids doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm
They're,
proud of that.
they're they're coming to your house saying "skibbity toilet." You're trying to figure what that
Yeah,
means.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got my cardigan on and I'm telling them to get off my lawn. They don't even get up to me. I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Get off the
Hey, just
lawn.
get out. No.
Get out of here. Stop making up words. We got enough of them. Oh, snap.
Oh, man.
Let's see here. I got some stuff. Let's see here. I wrote some stuff down. How do you find? Okay, at the very beginning of the show, I don't know if you noticed this.
Mm,
Baki is probably he's less than 5'6". Like they
yeah.
show him like at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show,
it's
he's like tiny.
yeah, sure dude. Which that's
Short.
thing too. That's what the little kid says too. Because when Baki shows up at the river, he's all like, "Oh, he doesn't look that big. He doesn't look that scary. He's kind of a short. You
Hmm.
know, jacket comes off. He like he's like
Sure.
Power Ranger monster. He just grows 3 times the
Yeah.
size.
So
All of a sudden,
is this one of those things that's like an anime thing, or do you think he actually like it
I
grows?
no, I think it's a perception thing.
Right, the kid sees
Uh,
him like
yeah,
okay.
because it's like there's a term I heard the other day.
Hyperbole.
Not hyperbole. Ghost build or something like that. It's something that has to do with like um people who are like creators or content creators that are on screen.
Hmm.
Um, like they're built like you see their just like you see their face or the top half, and you just assume kind of what the rest of their body looks like, and
Okay.
then we actually see them. It's like they're surprisingly super jacked or super tall or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like that. So it's like with the Baki with that scene, he sees Baki just in the school uniform. He
Yeah,
and is
yeah.
concealing the muscles and everything. He just looks short. He doesn't look threatening. But like I said, when that jacket comes off and he gets into that fighting mode, it's like, oh wait, this dude is like crazy, and all of a sudden he seems a whole lot bigger than he is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I aspire to that. We're talking about
Yeah,
it's gains you win Gainsbury. You know what I'm saying? We're
because we're
watching
yeah,
we're watching these shows.
yeah,
And I think it's a noble aspiration to look good in a muscle shirt. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
not bad. Like just get to there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you don't have to be super
Just
strong, but
get to
just
that.
like
Yeah,
you're filling it out. If you're gonna call it a
yeah. Look
muscle
good in a
shirt,
shirt. Yeah,
you gotta have one muscle shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
have one muscle to have muscles on a muscle shirt to make it
yeah,
look right. Because if not, then what do you wear? Like
yeah. What do you wear?
I would put it this way. This man has the punch out code to get straight to Mike Tyson.
Oh, dude. The greatest, one of the greatest
Iron Michael.
anime.
Iron,
Iron Michael.
what a cameo. Iron Iron Michael, that's his government name.
The government name.
That's what his mom called him when he was in trouble.
Yeah.
She was like, "Iron Michael, you better get
Iron
away.
Michael. Get me that way.
You better go take that trash out."
Yeah.
Iron Michael.
Oh my god. Which
I
I think
would
that has to do with like uh I guess it would be kind of copyright stuff, or I think Iron Mike has it's like it's his name, it's his nickname. So I
yeah,
think it might be copyrighted or something with that.
it
And
definitely
so I
is.
think having to do the Iron Michael was a way for them to probably get past that.
Get away with it. Yeah,
But
well, so like
yeah,
back in the day, I don't know the full story, but I remember. Do you remember Mike Tyson's Punch Out or Punch
yeah,
Out?
yeah, yeah,
Like old school. So the old
yeah,
school
yeah,
game, the original, I don't know what they did. I think maybe they had the rights to Mike Tyson's name for a little bit, Iron
yeah,
Mike, and they put him in Punch Out, and it's called Mike
yeah,
Tyson's Punch Out. Well, I think the rights
yeah,
run out, or either they didn't maybe fully get like it was like a limited licensing or whatever like that.
yeah,
But then they had to take it away, and they came out with just Punch Out. And the
Punch
last
Out.
guy that you fight is Mr. Dream, and Mr. Dream is pretty much exactly like Mike Tyson. Like
Just Mike Tyson.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Mike Tyson except for he's the Caucasian version of Mike Tyson. Yeah, yeah. You had I only know this because my brothers could get there. I couldn't get there in the game. I can't get. I had the
He did.
code. I put the code in.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson hits you one time. Game is
yeah,
over. You know,
done.
your video game is career is over too. You're done.
Yeah,
But I'm watching this. I'm like, that's exactly what this is. They're trying to like skirt it. There's also Street Fighter 2. If you watch Street Fighter, or if you play the video game, you'll know that there is M. Bison, who is the last character that you fight, and then there's Balrog. Balrog is the boxer. Well, the boxer is from America. You know, they're fighting in Las Vegas. If you see the background, they're fighting. Well, they switched the names. So like they had M. Bison for the boxer, but the copyright
yeah,
infringement is too close. M. Bison, Mike
yeah,
Tyson, they didn't like that, so they had to switch the names, and they gave
yeah,
M. Bison's name to Balrog and Balrog's name
yeah.
to M. Bison. And he's they're trying to skirt that. They should have just called him Iron Michael, like
Yeah, Iron Michael.
settled,
The government
settled.
name.
The government name, his Christian name. You know what I'm saying?
His
Like
Christian name.
his
Oh,
first name Iron, last name
Iron
Michael.
Michael.
He like
Uh,
shadow boxes this thing like legit, legit. I'm like, this is
yeah.
like Jim Carrey level liar, liar when he's in the restroom and he's kicking his own butt.
Dude.
This is the best. This is the
Bro.
best like self-fighting since, Edward Norton in Fight Club when he was
Oh
fighting
yeah,
against himself the whole time,
the
like
whole time.
I was like
Like,
he legit gets beat up a little bit, but
yeah,
oh man, I don't even know. I that part of it was it's also silly. Like I don't know, I don't understand that whole like fighting the elephant and who. I thought the guy who was the military guy that came up, I thought that was his
yeah,
dad, and they were like maybe it
yeah,
just had an estranged relationship. I was like, why is he calling him captain? And I was like, maybe
yeah,
he's just, he and his dad aren't very personable that way. But comes to
yeah.
find out that's not his dad. So we haven't seen his
Nah,
dad, right? We did see him at the beginning, right? He's eating the steak,
yeah.
or he's eating
He's
elephant
eating
steak.
elephant. Yeah.
You just say it all casually,
uh,
like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, he's eating some
yeah.
elephant,
He's
so
eating
like
elephant.
little,
Yeah,
little steak, elephant steak,
little steak. You know what I'm
elephant
saying?
asada, you know what I'm saying?
Outside
Like raw,
of
raw, by the way, like he just
raw.
heating it up, no seasoning. You know what? Season me with some facts, bro.
All right, so let's season some facts. So there is a lot about Baki that we have. So
Somebody told me that
okay,
they knew this Baki. They were like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, Baki," and so like I guess
yeah,
maybe it's pretty well known
yeah. So so Baki started off as a manga, of course,
as you do.
and it was written and illustrated by Kisuke Itagaki. And so Baki originally came out all the way back in 1991.
Dang, bro. He looks good for his age. He looks good
He
for
was
his
good for
age.
his age, man. He's like
Not
Ash
bad.
Ketchum, man, in the ages.
Literally a lost boy. You
Last
know, him hanging out with Peter Pan.
yeah. And so the original run of Baki was from 1991 to 1990, and it ran in Weekly Shonen Champion. And so that was like the first series of Baki stuff that we got.
Hmm.
Second series, which was titled New Grappler Baki in Search of the Strongest Hero, came out in 1999 and ran all the way till November of 2005. So that was the second series. Think so. Baki's gonna kind of be like Naruto, how Naruto was, because you had Naruto and then you had Naruto Shippuden, which Shippuden was just a continuation of Naruto. So this is like coming out in series.
Is it written by the same person over and over again, or is somebody else like?
Yeah, yeah, it's the
Okay,
same person,
okay.
same artist, same art. And so that was the second one. On all of this is it's running in Weekly Shonen Champion. That's who he's sticking with throughout this whole
Hmm.
thing. And then we had the third series, which was Baki Hanma, which was Baki Son of the Ogre, The Boy Fascinating, The Fighting God. And that was the third series, which came out in December 2005, ran all the way till August of 2012. Then we
Wow.
had Baki Do, which is the new story of Baki, the strongest boy on Earth. Fourth series came out in March of 2014, ran all the way till April of 2018. And then we have uh, Bakido, just Bakido, which was fifth series, 2018, which came out October 2018, ran all the way till June of 2023. And then we have the current series,
Good
which
grief.
is which is Baki Rahen, and that started in August of 2003 and is still going on.
These
But
these are all just like the manga.
yeah, this is just all the manga right now.
Okay, oh my
And
gosh.
so which the current one, which is current series Baki Rahen
Hmm.
is, is actually following Baki's half brother Jack Hanma. So it's like I think it's kind of like how Boruto is to Naruto. We're
Okay.
following Naruto's son. That's the one that's going on right now. And then we have like I think 13 or 15 Gaiden, which Gaiden is are just like spin-off series.
Hmm.
So there's like I think like 13 or 15 of those of the manga.
Whoa. So this is this well known? Like, could you like?
Yeah, yeah, like this is one on like when we because we have talked about it about aspirations before by people being inspired by determination and stuff. Uh when it comes to like fitness, when it comes to bodybuilding, Baki is one of those characters uh, that people get inspired to be built like because of his physique, because of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how muscular he is. And there are some people who like go into the training regimen to get like to get shaped like Baki, like to get like his build. Like they
What?
do like the food, like the protein, like they do all like the food stuff, what your intake needs to be,
Hmm.
and then the workout too. Like these are the workouts you got to do, and then especially with some of the workouts Baki does, he does the like I think he does like the one arm push up, the finger push ups.
Hmm.
There's some like other like moves that he does that people try to recreate and work out too. So like physique wise, technique wise, like Baki is one of those anime characters that really inspired people to get into shape because of like how he looks and what he does.
I, last time we were talking about this, and I know we're supposed to be doing Gainshuary,
Yeah.
and I think I said it last time. I was like, man, I can't help myself but eat like trash. Like I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
These shows aren't helping me. I was watching this show with like two slices of pizza. So I was just like eating. I'm like, I think I could probably
Dude.
get there, but I'm too
Yeah.
content to be like
Yeah.
I'm a big Baki. I'm a self-proclaimed big Baki. You know what I'm saying?
Big
Like,
Baki.
you know what I'm saying? You heard of Big Bag? I'm Big Baki,
Big
dude. You know what I'm
Bag.
saying? Like,
Big Baki.
I can't help it, dude. I want to be this strong, but I just want to get there by like
Yeah.
thinking about being there this strong. You know what I'm
But
saying?
thinking
Like,
about it, yeah.
yeah, yeah, just that. So like, I don't understand this. Like the writing of it. Like, is it like, is he just like he has this character and he's just writing a new story with Baki
Yeah.
doing
So
something else? And
yeah, it's like the whole arc, the whole story of Baki is basically like becoming the strongest, like finding the strongest people and fighting them.
okay,
I mean, it's basically Goku. You
yeah,
know,
I was gonna say, yeah,
Goku's always wanting to fight it, the strongest person. Baki is like the whole story of like going and like, but set almost not as fantastical as Dragon Ball, whereas there's
yeah,
like power ups and
aliens
stuff
and
like
stuff
that.
like that. Yeah,
It's more grounded in reality, with just like fighting,
yeah,
getting stronger and like actually fighting people and claiming that title. So
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
yeah,
He's basically Ryu wanting
yeah, he's
to
basically right. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That.
All right. And so now we got the animes now. And so the first thing animated wise was a 45-minute OVA that was produced by Knack Productions that came out in 1994. And basically that came out and kind of like covered the first few volumes of the original manga, um, which is basically the karate tournament arc of the original manga. That's what the first OVA covered. And then we had, let's see here, that one came out. And then we had the other anime that came out. And so we have, see that one, 15-minute one. So we have like Baki and Baki the Grappler, which came out in 2001. And then we have Grappler Baki Maximum Tournament, which came out in so Baki Grappler came out in January 2001, ran all the way to June 2001. So
Mm-hmm.
think of that as like the first kind of season
Uh-huh.
type Baki. And then we had the second season, which was titled Grappler Baki, which came out in July of 2001 and ran all the way to December 2001. So it's kind of I think like first, second season type thing,
Okay.
just with kind of like different names. And so the first one, Baki, is 24 episodes, and then the Baki Grappler Baki is also 24 episodes. So those first two were 24 apiece, and so we got the next one, which was Baki, just Baki.
Mm-hmm.
That one came out in June of 2018 and ran all the way till June of 2020. So that came out to a total of 39 episodes. And so,
So these are on I saw those on
yeah,
both of those on
yeah,
Netflix.
yeah,
And Netflix puts the little Netflix logo on them, but that's not
yeah,
like they just kind of acquired it to kind of bring it to the
yeah. They kind
States.
of, yeah, Netflix acquired it. They acquired Baki and Baki Hanma.
Okay.
So that's what Netflix acquired. And so that's why they have it on their services. And so Baki Hanma, which came out in September of 2021, ran all the way till August of 2023. And that one also has 39 episodes. And so, which that's the one that we watched was Baki
Okay.
Hanma. And so there's that one. And then there's a another, so all these are kind of covering different parts of the manga series that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so kind of like from all the way from the Ochibaki till uh now the fourth another Baki season's coming out, which is going to cover the manga series Bakido. So the new one that's coming out will cover the whole Bakido manga part of it, part of
Okay.
this whole story. And so I know we say we do the first episode every time, but this is like one of the ones I kind of wanted to get into because, like I said, Baki is one of those characters that is physique wise inspires a lot of people to get fit, to get built like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also one of the things where some anime people who get into shows, people who get into series that are like this, that have like multiple stuff, multiple arcs,
Mm-hmm.
they can kind of jump in and it still feels like it's just a series by itself. Like with this first episode, because we kind of get the introduction of like, oh hey, there's this guy who just beat an elephant who's like the strongest guy supposedly, and we're getting some background in the beginning where maybe there's a son who's the only one who could beat him.
Mm-hmm.
We get into these kids who are like, oh, there's this kid who goes to the school who's the most powerful kid in the world. And then we get into the whole, we finally meet Baki and you see like, oh, okay, he's actually really strong. And then we get the whole intro of, oh, there's a fight going on between him and his dad. Because even in the show itself, Baki says like to the general, he's all like, "Oh, this is like you don't have to get behind this. This is just it's just a stupid thing between a dad and a son. It's like
Yeah.
like why like you ain't got to worry about it."
We don't have
But
to get the
yeah,
government, you know.
yeah, we got to get involved. But apparently the general is all like, "Nah, this is like two countries going to war right now." Between like it's a whole lot more than where you're trying to play it off to be.
I mean, in the intro of the movie on the
Yeah,
show, like in the whole like intro sequence, they're all like doing the
yeah,
whole running around, doing the whole thing.
yeah,
One of the things it looks like, I'm guessing it's probably his father. So he's fighting
yeah.
somebody, and there's a double punch, and they both punch each other's faces, and both their faces are
Yeah.
caving in, Joey. Like their face,
Yeah.
their fist is going into the face, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's gonna
Yeah.
be a full-on murder here. Like, you don't come back from that, okay? They're
So,
like,
somebody go to chill after this fight.
yeah, you got, yeah, you got that, you got squishy face, like you got Jello
Squishy face,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, hey, send that man to jail. Lock him up.
Yeah.
You can't be
Straight to jail.
man, straight to jail, straight to.
Uh, but yeah, so Baki Hama's covering the kind of like the third stuff of Baki of the whole manga series. But yeah, like I said, it is one of those shows where you can kind of just jump into and it feels like you're watching it for the first time. Because it still has that feel of a first episode of, okay, we're getting into a story, we're getting it set up, we're meeting these characters. All right, now we're gonna get into it. And then once you go into it, you kind of start figuring out, oh, there's a whole lot more to this story than what I think it is.
I wonder, is he based off of Bruce Lee a little bit, you think? Or like
Hey,
f
could be
fa
Bruce Lee, a little bit of Ip Man, or like probably just famous fighters around the
yeah,
world.
maybe so. He's got this kind of look to him a little bit.
Yeah,
He also reminds me of like he just reminds me of a Street Fighter character, a little bit like
yeah,
Fei Long, or there was a
yeah.
guy there was a guy that rode a skateboard. I don't remember what Street Fighter it was, but
Mm.
he was a cool guy. He kind of reminds me of this Baki guy too. It makes me wonder if he's ever like, well, you might get me in on this, but like
Yeah.
it seems like they'd have a fighting video game with this kid in there. Like he
They
should
do.
be. Oh, snap. Give it to me. I want it.
On the PlayStation 2.
Oh, snap. Let's go back in
Yeah.
time.
Back in time. So in Japan, it came out in 2000 in Japan, and it came under the title of Grappler Baki, uh, Baki Se Seorato. And then when it came out in the UK in 2003, but it came out under the title of Fighting Fury. So, which is kind of a weird thing.
Wait a
Which I
second.
think I don't know if it might be a rights thing or
Uh-huh.
something like that. But like in Japan, they're both on PS2, but in Japan it's actually titled Grappler Baki. But in the UK, it was titled just Fighting Fury. Like it didn't have like the Baki title on it.
Yo, I gotta check this out because I feel like I've played a Fighting Fury. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
I'm getting it confused with there's another one
yeah,
that's called Final
yeah.
Fury and some other kind of Fury game. But I wonder
Yeah.
if I've played this game before because I could have swore I was like on an arcade playing a Fighting Fury game, and I may have played it unknowingly that it was based off of
No,
this
yeah,
character. It may have been.
yeah,
Dude, that's wild.
yeah, yeah. And then there's some other stuff too. I think there's like an Android game. I think it's more like a card game. I think there's another character in the series that is an unlockable character on another game. Um, but yeah, as far as video games, it's got its main one on the PS2. Um, and so uh, also with the anime, with the Japanese voice actor, there have been three different Bakis as for the voices. So with the OG for the '96 series was uh, Yamaguchi. The 2006 Baki was Masani Kikuchi, and the current Baki, who started in 2018, is Nobunga Shimazuki. And so for this series, like Baki, even in the English dub, there's been like multiple Bakis too for the English
Hmm.
dub,
Hmm.
um, which is pretty. I would say pretty substantial as far as like, or at least just like pretty interesting, because like for the most part, especially for a series that's been running this long, usually it's the same voice actors. Like
Hmm.
for Dragon Ball Z, like for One Piece, Bleach, some of the other animes that have been going on, it's usually the same voice actors. But this is one of the ones where it's, I guess, just for per series, it's they're different voice actors. Probably either they didn't want to come back or too busy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's so when you watch the different series in the different eras, you'll notice a distinct difference when it comes to the voices.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been looking at a lot of this like voice acting kind of stuff. I haven't really like looked
Yeah.
into it. Like, what if I were to try to do it? That's, I mean, we still have to do we're gonna write two piece.
yeah.
Still
Yeah,
gotta
we're still
write.
gonna react two piece.
But like, I was messing around with a friend. I was like,
yeah.
and she was like, I'm gonna become a voice actor. I go, yeah, you know what? So I threw some things at her. I go, all right, well, here you go. Like, do a voice of a bird and we'll have a
Yeah.
conversation. All right, now you're, 12 years old, try that voice.
Yeah.
And like, you got to do this kind of stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is like, and then she asked me to do it. And I was embarrassed. I was like, I couldn't commit. I was like, I can't. You mean out in public like this? Like you can just let
Public.
me, yeah. You're like, do a voice of a baby. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm not doing no
Yeah.
baby voice.
Yeah.
Come on now. Like I was
I'm
too,
a man.
I'm a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, that's kind of embarrassing to like kind of do this. But like I watched this other thing though. Like I don't know if maybe you sent it to me or maybe I sent it to you. But it was this guy. It was like the Japanese actor doing like I forget who he was portraying. But then there was the English dub guy who was holding his own, doing really well
Yeah.
too, like kind of doing the dub part of it.
Yeah.
But like they just had this like curdling yell that they had to both. Do you remember seeing this? Like he had to yell, like he was screaming bloody
Uh,
murder. If I haven't, I sent it to somebody, so I'll send it to you. But
was it Goku's voice actor? They do a lot of
you,
screaming at Dragon Ball Z.
maybe it could have been, but gosh, dude, like they were both getting into it. I'm like, man, that looks like that hurts. Like,
yeah.
that's a young
Yeah.
person's game
Like
right there. You know what I'm
you,
saying?
you'll
Like,
be feeling it for
yeah,
sure.
that's what I was like. Hey, dude, like, chill out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
don't you're gonna burst a blood vessel or something? Like,
yeah.
the body keeps a receipt, son. You're gonna lose
Yeah.
that voice. But I enjoyed all of the even that little we were talking about that one dub character, the little boy trying to
Yeah.
do a grown man
Yeah.
trying to they didn't get
The
that one.
little-
But the other kid's voice though, the other little boy that they like
yeah.
he actually was actually not bad. I'm like, oh okay, like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you know much more about the show? Like have you watched any more of this or is this like your kind of first
Uh,
foray into it? It
I've
makes me
seen
wonder.
like I've seen across bits and pieces of it. I haven't watched it all the
Okay.
way through in a sitting, but I've
Mm-hmm.
seen like uh s- some clips, fighting scenes,
Mm-hmm.
um
Because
and stuff
honestly,
like that.
this is the first time I've seen this. But the fact that that little kid, he turns to that kid after he like smacks him into the water, asks him if he can swim. Then he was disappointed that he didn't drown. Yeah, I'm like no big
I
deal.
mean, at least he asked him if he could swim. No,
Yeah,
he
he
got
was.
disappointed because it was shallow.
Yeah, he was
He
like,
thought it was
oh,
deeper.
what? I was hoping that you would struggle for your life. But he was like, I hit you as hard as I could.
yeah,
And I'm like 100 times stronger than all those kids over there combined. And I'm
yeah,
like, is this kid special or is Baki not as strong as we think he is?
yeah. Or is
And
he just like lying to?
to kind of
Builds his
build
kid's
that kid.
confidence up.
Maybe a
Yeah,
little bit. Yeah,
so
yeah,
he doesn't
okay.
get bullied anymore.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, yeah, it
Mm,
started immediately, and I had to click out of it
mm,
because it wanted to start again. And then I saw that there was another show called
mm,
Baki Hanma Kenjin Ashura versus Kenjin Ashura. And there's
yeah, so
another.
that's another like special. That's like another OVA. I
Okay,
think it's about one of the fights. Yeah, because
okay.
even with the fights and stuff, because there's another. It's called OAD, which is basically straight to DVD. So
Mm-hmm.
original animation, but DVD. Called Baki Most Evil Death Row Convict Special Anime, and that's just like a 15-minute kind of OVA about these convicts that escape prison
Mm-hmm.
and travel to Japan. Because there's an arc in the series uh, where they're fighting, convicts and stuff like that. Um, there's also one of the arcs. Baki goes, he kidnaps George W. Bush to break into the Arizona State Penitentiary to fight the strongest guy there, or something like that.
What? That is the premise of some of this stuff is
Dude,
wild.
it's
What?
crazy.
Oh my gosh, dude. I am interested to see how the fighting looks because we didn't get any of
Yeah,
that. Like we didn't get any of that in this first episode except for when he smacks that kid. You know,
yeah,
not a fair fight. But because you're talking about how he doesn't have. I mean, he just has otherworldly strength and speed, I guess. But
yeah,
we're not like fantastical. He's not shooting fire or
yeah,
like.
nah,
I would like to see the glow on him. I don't know if you
yeah.
ever saw. The Last Dragon. Did you ever see The Last Dragon?
Did I watch The Last Dragon? I can't remember if I did or not.
It's an old school movie. If you haven't put it on the list, tonight you're watching The Last Dragon.
Tonight, The Last Dragon.
He gets this glow in his hands, like he's just like glowing and it's like
Yeah,
electricity.
yeah.
It's awesome. Remake the movie Hollywood. We'll talk about it later, Joe Angel. Look it up, watch it, and you go, let's
Look
you and I
at
after we finish writing Two Piece, we're gonna rewrite The Last
Last
Dragon.
Dragon.
Because you know how Hollywood loves a nice
Yeah,
a re-release or
nice
a remake.
rehash. Yeah,
A remake.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You and I will work on it, but watch it though. But yeah, I'm interested to see
yeah,
like what this looks like. Like just a regular kind of not a regular, but like a hand of fist hand to hand combat kind of
yeah,
fight. When I all the fights I've seen like on anime are just like you know lasers and fireballs and like fantastical.
yeah.
I'm gonna check it out.
But yeah, like it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff about Baki. Like I said, it's one of them crazy shows, but it is very much a guy show too, because it's just guys beating each other up.
That's what it looks like. It looks
Yeah,
a bunch of meatheads. It's a bunch of
yeah,
meatheads. I
bunch
mean,
of
like
meatheads.
the cover of both the Baki ones that I'm looking at, Baki and Baki Hanma, is
Yeah,
just like the most muscles on the
yeah.
cover, needlessly shirtless, just like no shirts.
Needlessly shirtless.
They don't make them right. Like you can't find a shirt to
Yeah.
put on this body. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah. Oh man. All right. Well, let's guac talk this.
all right, we've talked enough about this
Mhm.
show. What to say about this show? Like it's interesting. Like I didn't get a whole lot from what is a little confusing. I didn't, like
Yeah.
you and I talked about like what the heck is
Yeah.
this like this he and his dad have a fight and he's like
Yeah.
he's accepted a challenge or I don't know. It's a weird setup so far. Like
Yeah.
he's the strongest kid in high school and a little kid wants to fight him and he says like yeah I'll show up to fight this
Yeah.
kid. It's a weird
I'll fight a kid.
yeah yeah I'm like I guess it's just gonna be him it's gonna be the show is gonna be about Baki beating up kids, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just talking like putting hands on like
Yeah.
straight up teaching kids lessons, one punch at a
Oh
time, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like bye
But yeah.
straighten up kid, go to school. uh and also Baki is in school too, so they're doing that whole anime thing. They're doing some
Yeah.
things right. Hmm. If I were to rate this show,
Mm,
like if I would continue, I kind of want to continue to see it just because I want to see like what the hype is or like
yeah,
how the rest of this plays out. Like what is this? What is the actual storyline? You know, like and he's trying to be
yeah,
strong, but it's I don't know. It's a little weird for me right now. It's like it just seems like yeah, it's just like fighting for fighting's sake. Like
yeah,
that's it. That's the show. Like
yeah,
we're gonna fight, and I'm gonna train, and I'm gonna fight. You know, and you know, it's easy to say that that's how most animes are. Like that's a lot of animes. That's a lot of animes. I'm
yeah,
describing like most.
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna train and then we're gonna fight.
yeah. We're gonna fight
But
strongest
also
guy. I'm
like
gonna go fight that
the
guy.
strongest. Yeah, yeah. There's some other things that happen in the show. This feels like that's all that is. You know, like. It feels, I mean, you know, a man punched an elephant. I mean, that's all I
Yeah.
gotta say, you know. Let's see here. How do I rate this, Joe Angel?
How are we
Hmm.
gonna rate this? 1 out of 5 Mike Tyson punch outs. How many are you punch? How many are you? How many rounds you going?
How many rounds with Mike
Are you
Tyson?
getting to the final boss? Are you getting the?
Yeah, yeah. If I can get the code,
Yeah.
somebody out there knows the code. It's let's see here, 011
But,
dash. Um, let's see here. You know, I'll go ahead and just punch it as a three.
3.
Maybe, yeah, three or I'm close to maybe 2.5 to 3 stars out of five. At 2.5 to three punches out of five. Like that, maybe that's probably where I land a little bit, where I'm like, do I want to keep watching this? Am I intrigued enough?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of am a little bit just because I want to know what the hype is because it's I mean it's
Yeah.
such a long standing. I mean that's from the
Yeah.
90s all the way until now.
Yeah. That's it. It's well known too. Like I said, like a
Mhm.
lot of people, you'll say Baki and they'll know what you're talking about.
That yeah, I mentioned it to a friend of mine. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, like he's just like an overbound, muscly dude like that. That's what you know
Yeah.
about Baki from." And that's
Yeah.
what I knew
He's
from him.
just
But
a
I
meathead.
didn't ask him if he actually watched it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Uh, I don't know. So I guess it's yet to be seen as to what it
Yeah.
actually you know shakes out to be, and if he's more of a round character than just like a fighting meathead who wants to fight his
Yeah.
dad. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, what about you? What do you think? I mean, it doesn't sound like you've
Uh,
watched a lot of it, so
up. I'm going to give it a. I'll give it a 3.
okay.
It's like I said, because like animation wise, it didn't look bad.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it
yeah.
looked like the animation quality was good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said, I do like the. I did like the aspect of like him getting hurt by his own shadow boxing. That was hilarious.
That was pretty funny, yeah.
Like fighting Mike Tyson. I want to see who else they bring into the fray. I want to see what
Oh,
other
yeah.
cameos they bring in.
Uh-huh. That would be
uh,
pretty good.
but yeah, like the overall story, like go through the facts, like looking everything up, like seeing how long it's actually been going.
Mm-hmm.
And with the new series coming out, um, like I said, I might go back and watch the other Baki on Netflix. Um, and but like right up the get go, like I said, the episode does go by really fast too. Like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
it's like it felt like it started and then it was over, and
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah. Pretty easy to
um
digest.
yeah, pretty easy to digest. Nothing really too much. You got a fight between him and his dad coming up. Um, but yeah, as far as like actually going and continuing, it'll probably be on the back burner for me.
Yeah.
Once I get done with some other stuff, maybe I'll come back and watch the rest of it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think we're on the same page about this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, does it make me want to, pick up the old boxing gloves again and
Yeah,
start swinging on fools?
yeah,
Maybe a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I might hurt myself. I got this elbow thing, We
Got this
talk
elbow
about
thing.
we talk about that age, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can do it, but
Yeah, the winter's coming in. My arthritis acting up. Might have to wait till
yeah.
spring.
Yeah. Let Baki show up on my doorstep. He's like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
heard you want to fight." I'll be like, "You know what? It's not now's not a good time. I
You
got
know, I think
things."
that kid down the street said something about fighting you.
Yeah. I know you have no problem smacking a kid up. You know what I'm saying? Like, patada.
But oh man, well guys, that was Baki Hanma, and man, crazy,
Wild.
super ripped dude, wild dude. Let us know in the comments if you ever seen Baki. Let us know if you watched all of it. Let us know if you read all of it. Let us know if you've tried this workout before too, guys. Because like I said, I've seen some videos of these guys like actually trying to get fit like Baki. Like they talked about like how much protein they ate, the workouts they were doing to get to that physique. Because like I said, it his physique is so crazy, but it does seem like it's achievable. Like it's like one of those achievable kind of body fits. And these guys that I've seen doing it are like kind of doing it. Like they're getting pretty fit.
All right.
And
Next
so
month, Joe
which
Angel. Next month.
next month, guys,
That's
it's
gonna be
gonna be
you.
that's gonna be me, right? It's gonna be me. Just boom, all looking like a cloud, man.
He's a straight up loaf of bread, son.
Just a loaf of bread.
Hold on.
Oh, but guys, let us know in those comments what inspires you. Which anime character inspires you to get fit? Because that's what this month is about. It's getting them gains again and inspired about getting fit, guys. And as always, while you're in the comments, drop other recommendations for any animes that you want us to watch, that you want us to cover, you want us to talk about, you want us to share with the world, because that's what we do. We share animes with the world, guys. And we need sometimes there's a lot of stuff that we don't get or we don't know about. So let us know about those animes that are just out there in the world, because there's a lot of them. And why? And you can also go visit us at anime-me.com, where you can find all of our clips, all of our episodes. You can find all the links to our socials, and where you can find your own Anime Me shirt, guys. Because while you're in the gym getting ripped, you need a shirt to look good on, and our shirts will do that for you guys. Make you look jacked.
Look like you're getting them gains.
It'll look like P90 100. P90Z. What comes after X? Y Z.
P90 millennial.
P90 millennial.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Lifting
know,
burritos.
lifting burritos, guys. Well, with that, I have been Joanjo with my co-host Al, and we will see you on the next one. It is
Peace.
これはアニメミーでした。これから帰国の旅を始めます。ご清聴ありがとうございました。
movie is gonna be basically it's gonna be like a whole collection of the first season and
Yeah.
into a movie. Which
Which,
sometimes too, like they'll reuse some stuff, but sometimes they'll go and re-edit, reanimate certain scenes just to help it flow better.
uh-huh.
Sometimes they'll add some stuff to you. But
Hey, that's what you got to do, baby. Recycle, reduce, reuse.
gotta recycle, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I make me a sandwich and I take that bologna, I fry it up into a bowl.
Right.
There's juice in there. You can drink that juice, George.
Drink that juice. Baloney shot.
You got yourself a sandwich and you got yourself a drink. Come on now,
Drink.
dog. How many other meats can you do that with? Okay.
Yeah, video other.
You gotta use every part of it. Use that
Every
the
part
little
can't
that
go
that
waste, man.
that little like the little thing that comes around the bologna that you could use that to
Yeah,
put your hair up. You know what I'm saying?
put your
Like
hair up in the bun. Can you use it for floss after you finish eating?
Hey, it can make a nice bracelet. I mean, you got you a bologna bracelet. Is there?
Yeah, you never throw that away because it always has the extra bologna that you couldn't get on the side.
It gets stuck. No
I
bologna
don't know how
left
people
behind.
see. Every commercial has a perfect bologna. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta get every bit of it. Get every
It's
bit of
like
it. Don't.
who was it? Was it Darnell Rawlings that had that joke where he's talking
Who's
about
that?
that?
Uh-uh.
He's talking about the bologna outside. I think it
Uh,
was Darnell Rawlings.
I don't know. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up. I don't even know,
Oh
dude.
man.
Hey, I don't know if I watched the right anime, dude.
Baki Hanma.
Baki Hanma, right?
Uh, yeah,
There's
on
another one
Netflix.
there's another show just called Baki.
Yeah, yeah,
And then there was
yeah. We'll
another
get
one
into
like
that.
okay, good. So
Yeah, yeah.
I hope
Called Baki Hanma. Yeah,
I don't want it to be another one of
it's
those things. So this year, new me, better
New
me.
better.
Ugh.
Oh.